Hello, students. Today we are going to do a beautiful poem by Emily Dickinson. A bird came down the walk. Dickinson can be described as a poet, restored and unique in herself, and she is the only one of her category. She lived her life in solitude. She minutely observed the simplicity of life and nature with a sixth sense. She wrote about 1800 poems, all with strange punctuations, capitalizations, and line and stanza division. Fame came to her door only after 70 years of her death when her poems got published. The present poem, A Bird Came Down the Walk, is as deep from within as it is simple on the appearance. It describes a simple scene of a bird coming down the walk for food. But this simple incident is picturized with such beauty and excellence that it captures the attention of the readers and shows them the unexplored side of something they daily cross. A bird came down the walk. He did not know I saw. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. Now, here the bird is personified because the pronoun he is used. A bird came down the walk for its food and is unaware of the presence of the poetess, and he found its prey in an angleworm which he ate it. Now, this incident points towards the aggressive side of the bird which ate the worm with cruelty. This is against the normal picturization of the sweetly regarded birds. The second stanza. And then he drank a dew from a convenient grass and then hopped sideways to the wall to let the beetle pass. Now, after satisfying its hunger, the bird quenches its thirst from a nearby grass. After fulfilling its needs, it did not bother any other creature unnecessarily, which is totally opposite to the human being. Rather, the poetess suggests that it gives way to a beetle. Unlike and totally different from any human being. The bird was generous enough to let the beetle pass, which shows that nature never hurts the other creatures until and unless there is a question of its survival. The third stanza. He glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all abroad. They looked like frightened beads. I thought he stirred his velvet head. Now, the little bird was always ready to face the danger. It kept an eye on everything around with rapid movement of its frightened beads like eyes. Again, a simile. It shows that even this small creature was aware towards the responsibility of its life. The fourth stanza, like one in danger cautious, I offered him a crumb and he unrolled his feathers and rode his softer home. Now, very cautiously, the bird rolled his feathers and started his flight. The bird is hesitant when the poetess offered it a crumb, and it did not eat because it had already eaten enough, and there is no greed and no hunger in the bird. Again, very unlike our human beings who are very materialistic. And then the poet compares the bird's flight to a boat. Says he unrolled his feathers means he opened his feathers and rode him softer home. And just like a boat glides in the water fluidly, very beautifully, the bird also flew in the sky. Then oars divide the ocean, two silver for a seam, or butterflies off barks of noon leap plashless as they swim. Here the poetess moved towards the union of the bird and its oneness with nature. With extreme ease, grace, and swift motion, the bird moves in the air just as the boat moves in the ocean, dividing the air like the water is divided by the oars. The poetess compares the motion of the butterfly, which hops with joy, and they, without making any noise, they jump on the flowers. Similarly, without making any noise, the bird flew in the ocean fluidly, very beautifully, peacefully. Now, there are certain literary devices in the poem which should be given a thought. Now, the present poem is a lyric When the verse is used to express personal feelings, whether it is joy, sorrow, passion, or a single thought dwelling, then it is a lyric. There are alliteration when the poet mentions the bird drank a dew. There's a metaphor. Movement of the wings to oars, then to the butterfly, eyes to beads. Personification of the bird is very clear. So, therefore, we can say that the poem is an example of minute and detailed observation of nature. Unrivaled ability of the poetess is present here to convey simple things through suggestive pictures. Conrad Aiken describes Dickinson's treatment of nature. Quote, though Dickinson was not a naturalist, she felt that mute aspects of nature are capable of expressing thoughts surpassing her own. Unquote. Therefore, one may conclude that Emily Dickinson, the poetess of unsurpassed ability of minute observation of nature here in the present poem, showed the same. The ordinary act of a bird coming down the walk is described so extraordinarily that each stanza unfolds explored side of the bird. Nature's harshness and the survival of the fittest is blended with the calmness, unity, and spirit of oneness. There is picturization and symbolism in a tiny bird. The poem becomes memorable with the simplicity of language and the incident of a bird and the expression of the very soul of nature, all of which are masterly traits of Dickinson. Thank you.